What is up, guys? I'm going to do a different kind of video today. I'm just going to show you some of the things that I do around home. So one of the big issues that we find with a lot of dudes who come and work with us is that we get really stressed and really anxious. A lot of the guys who we coach are business owners, entrepreneurs, salespeople, guys working in finance, where a lot of the time life gets pretty hectic and pretty stressful. So I'm going to show you a couple of things that I do to manage this and make things easier. For those of you who don't know, I run a multi-seven-figure business. We've got 30 odd people who are in and around the business. So at times it can get a little bit overwhelming when you've got millions of dollars coming in and millions of dollars going out. And here are some of the things that I do on a regular basis to make sure that I stay sane and so that I stay on my A game. The thing about being in business is that when you do well and you perform and you're taking care of you, things end up working really, really well in your business. When you start getting anxious, when you start getting stressed, things start becoming less efficient, less effective, and we start to lose our mojo within the business. Sales start becoming more difficult, delivery starts becoming more difficult, marketing gets harder, people management gets worse. Have you ever noticed that the worst times in business, when you have the hardest things where employees leave or someone tries to sue you, is always when you're most stressed and when things are going really, really tough and you super didn't need that? Here are a couple of ways which we can use, a couple of methods we can use to prevent any of this negative stuff from happening. The first of which is just get out in nature. So this is my crib, this is my house, and I have loads of nature. This is the reason why I bought this place, is because I wanted to be immersed in nature all the time. When I look out of my office, I want to see nature and I want to see green stuff. The reason why this is so good, well, some evidence to suggest that there are these things in nature called fractals. And fractals are like they're just things that look super cool in nature. And our brain starts producing these things called alpha waves, which are very relaxing, almost meditative waves, which allow our body to just relax and calm down. And the more time we spend in nature, the more relaxed we end up feeling. If you've ever been camping, if you've ever had a technology detox, or if you've ever just gone out and immersed yourself in nature, you'll know what I'm talking about. And that's the very, very first thing. Get out and get amongst nature, get more plants, get more trees around you as much as you possibly can. I put plants in around my office. I have stuff living in there. I've got little quails what I'm breeding in there at the moment. Whenever we get more nature, whenever we get more green stuff, more stuff living around us, we automatically get a little bit calmer. Step number 2 after that is learning how to meditate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit down here. I'll show you as well. This is where I meditate. So right in front of my bees. So these are my little babies, my girls. So I've got a flow hive there. Shout out to Flow Hive. They're freaking awesome. But the reason why I meditate in front of my bees is the bees produce a vibration. And when you feel this vibration, you can smell the honey. It is like the most incredibly just awesome calming thing. And so I'll come out here most mornings and I'll just go through and meditate. And so what I do to meditate, I don't do anything crazy. I don't do oming or anything like that. I literally just sit here and breathe. So I'll put down the camera now and I'll set it up so you can see exactly the position that I adopt and how I do it. I'll just run you through a really quick, simple meditation that I do every single day. So this is me on my grass. And this is how I sit. I'm not super flexible. I had to work really, really hard to get here. Now, quick hint, if you can't sit cross-legged like this, put something underneath your butt and raise you up. It'll make it so much easier for you to just sit here and to be calm. The reason why we sit like this is because it allows us to keep a straight back. Now, you don't need to sit cross-legged. I do this for flexibility and mobility purposes because I want to be able to one day stick my leg up like that and meditate like the super flexible yogis can. But if you want to sit in a chair, you can totally do that too. That's more than fine. Now, what I do when I meditate is, first of all, I get nice and comfortable. The first thing I do, which is really weird and different for a lot of people, is I actually stick to my tongue on the roof of my mouth. And what I do is I use that and I almost try and help it to keep my spine straight. So that's the very first thing. The next thing what I'll do is I'll have my hands up and open, just like this, or over, really whatever, but I prefer to do it this way, right? Partly it gets external rotation through the shoulders, and there's also some other hippie spiritual stuff which says that it may be better for energy pathways too, okay? The next thing after this that I do is I just start breathing. Simple as that, just in through my nose and out through my mouth. And I breathe in for 5 seconds and then breathe out for 5 seconds. And I do this as my eyes are closed. The reason why I do this as my eyes are closed is because our eyes are always working all the time. They're constantly looking for threats, they're constantly looking for things which are going wrong, and it sparks our mind. When we're meditating, we want our mind to be still. When we're anxious, when we're stressed, our mind is really, really super busy and it's racing. And what this ends up doing is the mind gets stressed, so we seek more stress and we look out for more stress, and it constantly goes in this like upward spiral of creating more and more and more stress. So what we want to do is we want to keep it as chilled and relaxed as possible by closing our eyes and just focusing solely on our breath. So breathe in for 5. And then out for 5. And I'll start doing that. I'll do that for like 10, 15 minutes or so. And then as I'm doing this, I'll increase the length of the breath. So I'll start at 5 seconds, go to 6, to 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds, and so on. I want to minimize the amount of breaths, which I'm actually doing. The reason why I do this is because it slows my heart rate, it bumps my heart rate variability, and it calms me and keeps me focused on my breath. And what's really cool about meditation is that when you've been doing it and you've been going for like 10 minutes or so, it can feel like it's been no time but hours at the same time, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And that's the first most important thing that we need to do. Or second, sorry. We need to first of all get out in nature more, and then second of all start doing meditation with some really, really simple, easy breathing. Now, you don't need to go and do oming or anything crazy like that. You don't need to do any ridiculous rituals that some people talk about. You can if you want to. I'm sure that they give some people benefit, but you don't need to. All you need to do is sit down somewhere, keep your spine straight, tongue on the roof of your mouth, put your hands in a comfortable position, and then start breathing. Now, this next little hack that I'm going to show you is one of my faves. I really, really love this thing because this supercharges your meditation. I was taught this just recently by someone. It's a really, really awesome little machine. It's called a TENS machine. Now, normally you would have heard of a TENS machine for like a physio practice. This is the TENS machine. I'll show you how it works in a sec. In a physio practice, they'll get people to use this on their muscles. And the reason why they do this is because it sends an electrical current in through the muscles, and it will actually stimulate the muscle to work. What also happens, or what you can also use it for, is you can use it like this. So I'm just going to set this up and I'll show you guys. This is freaking cool. So what I've got is I've got a TENS machine here, which sends electrical signals through this cable into these ear clips. And then what I do, lick my ear, lick my finger, then lick my ear, both ears, and I clip these things on, these little electrodes. And what this does is this shoots a current down through my ears into my vagus nerve. The vagus nerve, as you know, is the major parasympathetic nerve in the body. What it's known to do is it's known to decrease inflammation, increase healing, increase relaxation, and it's amazing for meditation. So I know I look like a bit of a knob wearing this, yeah, fair call, but it's super, super effective. And I use this when I'm meditating quite often or whenever I'm doing breath work. Very, very effective. I highly recommend you guys get one of these. I got this from CareMax, but you can get it anywhere, okay? I haven't found one which is better than the other, but they're very, very effective while they do last. And I highly, highly recommend that you guys get these, okay? On that note, guys, that's it. I'll wrap it up there. But there's some really, really easy tips, some easy things that you can do if you are in a high stress environment, which I know a lot of you dudes are. Number 1, get out in nature more. Number 2, learn to meditate. And number 3, use the TENS machine to supercharge your meditation and to take you to the next level.
I hope you enjoyed the video. If you got something out of it and you want to learn more, click the link below or type in High Performance Conversations with James Cant and you'll be able to check out all the podcasts that we've done. We cover a stack of different topics, everything from getting your mojo back, overcoming anxiety, self-doubt, self-esteem, and learning from some of the industries and some of the world's top performers in both business and in health. Look forward to having you on there.